You'd have to have been from Mars over the last fortnight if you haven't realised that this week and next week, last week, are the 20th anniversary of the start of the strike. I would guess that around this hall there's at least half the people who were directly involved in the strike one way or the other, and everybody in this country were affected by the outcome, and we still continue to be. And that's what this play's about tonight. It's about making us realise that the issue, that the strike was a watershed, that sadly we didn't win the strike. The great thing why I want to do this tonight is because I believe that places like Hetton we're all about community. Unless we can get back to a sense of community, then sadly we're going to carry on the same sort of way, where everybody just believes that dog eats dog and that the strong should survive and tough shit if you're weak. So enjoy yourselves. I'm sorry about swearing, Robert. You can all face this way. If you go out and get a drink, make sure you get me one. But try and do it quietly and enjoy yourselves. Dave, who's the leader of the group, is going to give you a brief bit of what's going to happen. So thanks very much again for coming. Let's enjoy yourselves. Cheers.
Yeah, just briefly, Banner Theatre's been working with mining communities since we started in 1973. The first show we did was called Collialadi, and we did it in conjunction with South Wales miners, and it looked at the history of the mining industry. We've been working with the miners ever since, and Banner worked full-time during the miners' strike, supporting the NUM and the miners, and doing support gigs and busking on street corners and all the rest of it. A lot of the songs you're going to hear tonight were written during the miners' strike in 1984 by Banner, and we thought it was important to go back and interview a lot of the people that we met in 1984 and 85 and retell the story from their perspective. Now, we don't go into trying to explain how the policemen felt on the picket lines getting their head occasionally damaged, because I'm not really interested in that. We can leave that to the BBC and to Channel 4. We do a wonderful job on that. We've looked at the experiences from the point of view of the mining industry, and we're not interested in giving a balanced point of view. If you want a balanced point of view, watch the telly. So this show is a tribute to those people, to those amazing people in the mining community, and we do it with the interviews from those people themselves and with song. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
I want to see a socialist society in Britain. I want to see a new type of system where people own and control the means of production, distribution and exchange.
Fly, piggies, fly, piggies, fly, fly, fly. Give Thatcher one in the eye. We'll win through just like in 72. So fly, piggies, fly, piggies, fly, fly, fly.
We want everything in our power. They're not the butchering of our industry and the sacking of our members.
Black folks have the right idea. Don't stick them on your father's shirt all day. How the Tories high, stick Thatcher on the top. Put the Gregor halfway down and build a bleeding lot.
You've only got to do one thing to win this battle: to remain united and determined. And if you do that, you'll be able to say to yourselves, with pride in your eyes, that in 1984 I stood alongside my trade union, and in doing so was able to be part and parcel of the greatest victory in trade union history.
I'd rather be a picket than a scout. Oh, I'd rather be a picket, rather be a picket, rather be a picket than a scout.
Unemployment is just terrible around here. There's no jobs for anybody. It's all agency where, they take people on for a few weeks, use them, and then, throw them on the scrap heap again. And And I really feel sorry for the children and the new generation coming now, because there's just nothing for them to do.
And most of the core communities are run down, decimated in terms of jobs, rotten with antisocial behaviour, heroin addiction, and worse than any of that is they've lost the hope and vision for the future.
I saw my stake go downhill, and there's a lot of boys who've only ever worked in a pit would never get a job, and their lives are there, hell afterwards.
Litter blowing in the street, dark clouds fill the sky. Half the town is boarded up, time has passed us by. Juggernauts go rumbling past, then a distant train. Looking out my window, Monday morning rain.
I got in factory chimney stacks, looking down on me. Old bricks and scurvy grass, up in where it used to be. Anything still standing must be up for sale. Looking out my window, Monday morning
Can't afford a pint of beer, can't afford the rent. I can't afford a cigarette, a gyro's always spent. Living on the bread line goes against the grain. Looking out my window, Monday morning rain.
I put all my work clothes in my bag, all my boots, my helmet, my work clothes, slung it over my shoulder, walked down to the pit camp and done that. All after everything, I just flung everything down like, And well, I like it. This is my life, I don't like really 37 years. And all like that.
Sick of trailing grimy streets, there's no work for me. Sick of queuing at the door, no security. Sick of all those broken dreams, will I work again? Looking out my window, Monday morning
Wish I was a blackbird,
I spread my wings and
fly. Wish I was an old man, the sooner I would die. Wish my heart would open up and empty all the pain. Looking out my window,
dad was a miner, my granddad was, and his father before him, my brother was a miner.
It wasn't the same old dreary job of sitting on the end of a line going beep, beep, beep. It was something different every day. You was doing a different job. You might be driving haulage one day, you might be riding the journey another day, you might be putting supplies on the face another day. It was something different all the time.
People not mind say Harry about our lives, or you know what I mean. But I just laughed and I said, "Well, get yourself down there. You know, get yourself working in the head and working in your pants, sweating MD. You know, the cat lamp on pitch black. And now you're all bony minds, getting this payout, that payout." So right.
Out of the dirt and darkness I was born, low down. Out of the hard black coal face I was torn, low down. Came through the wall and the earth split open, crawled through a crack where the rock was broken, buried a hole, away in the cold, go down. Go down, go down, go down, go down. In the cradle of coal in the darkness I was laid, go down. Down in the dirt and the darkness I was raised, go down. Cut me came on a 5-foot timber, held up the roof with me little finger, started me time away in the mine, go down. Go down, go down, go down, go down. On the day that I was born I was 6 foot tall, go down. And the very next day I learned the way to haul, go down. On the third day worked at Gordon Hill, I worked on the pole, there's a long walk there, getting me steam, I'm hearing the steam, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down.
I was brought up in a pet village, and I'd be late in the morning, I used to go to school, and I'd look out, toilet was outside, it was an outside toilet up pet village, and I used to see my dad playing football. And I'd say, "My mum, Pet's on strike. Pet's on strike again," because she'd see all the miners 8 o'clock in the morning having a game of football, so they were out for some reason or another, you know.
I'm the son of the son of the son of a collier's son, go down. Coldness flows in the veins where the blood should run, go down. 5 steel ribs and a million back-long teeth that can mine through rock and black stone, working me time away in the mine, go down. Go down, go down, go down, go down. In the Hutton and the Plessy and the Brockwell seam, go down. In the Bencham, the Busty, the Beaumont, the Marshall Green, go down. I'm laying on my back in the old 3/4, up to me chin in stinking water, bringing the cold away in the hole, go down. Go down, 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 go down.
We were at the bottom of the wages league. We had miners' wives talking about, "I like to be able to buy a few luxuries like fresh fruit and oranges." That was in 1972. You know, we had out. And when we went on strike, we discovered that really lots and lots and lots of industries still were based on coal. And once we pulled the plug, it taught us a lesson that we did have bargaining power. We had clout.
We were picketing the Saltley Coke Depot in the middle of Birmingham. There was a huge pile of coking coal. Lorries were streaming past all day long and undermining the strike. We put out a call to all Birmingham workers to join us in a mass picket and force the police to close down the Saltley Coke Depot.
Everyone's waiting. It's 9 o'clock and they're not here. Now, they're getting to work at 7:30 and by 8 o'clock they're in a meeting. Tractors and transmitters is only 25 minutes walk away. 8:30, they're not here. 8:45, they're still not here. 9 o'clock, where are they? Now I have got a split in headache, so I'll take a walk towards traffic lights.
There was a growing feeling of apprehension amongst the police, and instantly we recognised there was something wrong. There was something different. There was no traffic moving.
Something were coming off.
I have never experienced anything like it in my life.
Wave after wave of them coming over the hill.
It's a thing I'll never forget. I'll never forget it as long as I live. There were grown men down there with tears in their eyes crying.
It was as if we all came to our senses.
It made you go cold. When you walked down to Saltley and saw that vast crowd standing there, and the way every bit of traffic were completely blocked. Nothing could move, not nothing. No buses, not nothing. One solid mass of working people.
The miners made us proud that day. They united the old trade union movement of Birmingham.
I got to the corner and I looked up the Washwood East Road. There they come, 8, 9 abreast. And there's Arthur Harper at the front, you know, barrel-chested. They got this big banner. The miners' struggle is our struggle. That's why they've been so long. They'd all been making this banner. I thought, I'm an engineer. I'm going in with this lot. The rover workers came. Close the gates, close the gates. From Fishers just the same. Close the gates. The women promise you, the Morris workers too. To salt the gate they drew. Close the gates, close the gates. To salt the gate they drew. Close the gates. Down Romford Lane we came. Close the gates, close the gates. March to London's Lane. Close the gates. Down the Timon Road with heads held high we stroll. Our banners fill the road. Close the gates, close the gates. Our banners fill the road. Close the gates. A solid wall are we. Close the gates, close the gates. Our strength is unity. Close the gates. We've marched across the years, throw hunger down to fears. We are the engineers. Close the gates, close the gates. We are the engineers. Close the gates. Wall are we. Close the gates, close the gates. Our strength is unity. Close the gates. No power in the land can gain the upper hand. When we're united stand. Close the gates, close the gates. When we're united stand. Close the gates. You men of high renown. Close the gates, close the gates. You servants of the crown. Close the gates. No power in the land can gain the upper hand. When we're united stand. Close the gates, close the gates. When we're united stand. Close the gates. No power in the land can gain the upper hand. When we're united stand. Close the gates, close the gates. When we're united stand. Close the gates, close the gates, close the gates.
The defeat of the Heath government in '74 set alarm bells ringing right through Whitehall, and not just in the offices of the Tory party. Obviously the incoming Labour government was also as disturbed as the outgoing Tory government by the prospect of industrial action on the streets.
So we lie in the belly of the mighty beast, and we hear the groans of the earth beneath, and we wonder why as we lie inside. The beast still lives, but the pit must die. The beast still lives, but the pit must die.
The Green plan was to have things in place to beat the miners' transport system, communication systems and what have you, to enable sort of strike breakers and move coal around the country to the various power stations so that they wouldn't have power cuts.
And the beast is cruel and the beast is mean, as it draws the deep for the fossil sin, growing fat while miners toil down at the face where the black rocks boil, down at the face where the black rocks boil.
Mr. Scargill correct when he says that Mr. McGregor wants to cut the coal industry down to 100 bits and 100,000 men.
Mr. McGregor and the government want a good, prosperous coal industry. A good, prosperous coal industry.
I mean, they provoked the strike, people forget that.
And the beast it hunts with a hungry pain, as it draws the deep for the highest gain. When the market's good, then colliers reap, then they're cast aside. When the coal is cheap, they're cast aside. When the coal is cheap.
And I could see then that she thought, if I smash these miners, I can do what I want. I can just ride roughshod over anybody.
To me, it was revolution. They were coming at us, it was an head-on fight.
So we stand in the belly of the mighty beast, and we hear the groans of the earth beneath, and there'll be no peace on the great seabed. There will be no peace till the beast is dead. There will be no peace till the beast is dead. There will be no peace till the beast is dead.
Yorkshire's 56,000 miners have been called out on strike from Monday, and as the threat of confrontation grows in the industry, the union has challenged the
We had no choice other than to go on strike over Cottonwood. It's to do with a group of people that had proved from 1980 onwards that they were going to stand up and fight against the Tory government.
I can remember my husband coming home and saying that the South Wales miners had been down on the picket line, and I said, well, you know, typical woman attitude, I'll be fed, I'll be washed, do you want somewhere to stay? So he went back down the picket line and I had 6 South Wales miners sleeping, washing, bathing and eating in the house, so it really all started from there.
All this was about, I mean, people forget it wasn't about big wages and stuff like that. It was about keeping colonies open, about keeping people in work.
It was in the year of 84 she really hit the fan, when McDonough, McGregor, manufacturers had you round. Said another 30 pence will have to close to meet the plan, and we'll dump another 30,000 miners. Daddy, were you in the first of the first? Did you tell the NCP to do its worst? Or did you show a lily liver, sell the union down the river, a scab of black leg, one forever cursed?
I don't do anything. 6 months. I really told me that I got 12 months off. I thought this is a bit bad job when we 6 months and 12 months off.
Now when after Arthur Scargill heard the news, he cried, this Yankee slob. Here's a gift from Cowboy Reagan, and he's here to steal our jobs. Do an axe job on the Union for his grumpy Thatcher mom. We'll show him what it means to be a miner. Daddy, where you on the picket line? Did you fight to save the future of the mine? Or did you take the long-gun action? Did you squeal for police protection? Did you let them see your India rubber spine?
Off-class are down at the bottom domain Piccadilly. He wants support. I said, no problem, so I just went into the change room, got changed, and took me everyday clothes and went to join him on the picket line.
Now when Arthur Scargill heard the news, he cried, this Yankee slob. Here's a gift from Cowboy Reagan, and he's here to steal our jobs. Do an axe job on the Union for his crummy Thatcher mom. We'll show him what it means to be a miner. Daddy, what did you do in the strike? Did you stand there with your white to raise the fight? Or did you show a yellow belly, spill your guts out on the telly? Did you let the bosses fill you full of shite?
Well, my first contact was I was with Mohammed Ali Cente, they made us so welcome.
Well, when that I was joined the last forces, they were massed on their side to press the telly, all the weapons of their class. Was McGregor and his black legs will never let him pass. The NUN's the weapon of the miner. Daddy, what did you do in the strike? If you stand there in your mates and raise a flag, how my neighbours stood and booed as if we had the stinking truest. Daddy, what did you do in the strike? Daddy, what did you do in the strike? Did you stand there in your mates and raise a flag? Or did you show a yellow belly, spill your guts out on the telly? Did you let the bosses fill you full of shite?
I think the miners needed the wives to be behind them, or the girlfriends or whatever. I think they were very important to the strike.
The word went around and it was amazing. The first meeting that was ever held calling all miners' wives and supporters together, it filled them all. That's how big it was and how many people were interested.
The atmosphere in the hall, in the civic hall in Barnsley, was brilliant. We're walking into the hall and the police are there. You can't take banners in, you can't take this in. Women saying, we can't walk, get out of the way. Can't tell you something, we could have took anybody on that day when we come out of here. We were going to fight and we were going to win and we were going to show Thatcher. Women are as good as she was.
Women on the line, they're not for the bullet. Women on the line, they're standing strong. Women on the line, so hell and peace is over. The women are standing on the line.
Yeah, during the strike, I'd always been told that I was stupid and, I couldn't do anything and what have you. And we used to go to speak at universities. The first few times I felt like I was entering on holy ground. Do you know what I mean? It was university, do you mean? And then I realised, I know things that these students don't even know.
Women on the line, it's not for making money. Women on the line, it's not for making names. Women on the line, they're making our tomorrows. And women are standing on the line.
Our owner, who was my Uncle Harry's daughter, she was at the party at Stoke, and she came over, I think it was just before Christmas. She said, do you want for like miners' wives at Stoke? Do you want courses? I said, oh no. I said, well, with it, she Saturday morning. And I thought, well, I'm going to bloody go. I'm going to go.
Women on the line, the prison ambulance, women on the line. The winding will stand, women on the line. The shipyard cranes are idle now, that's why they're standing on the line.
I had a green skirt on me and a skirt because I was slim, and I had bloody flat toes. It's not in fashion now. Got my coat off, went on the bus, gets up there, didn't know so seeing all worn about. There's always women dressed in bloody dungarees and big boots and was 22.
Women on the line from Bangkok, come on. Women on the line from Bangkok, come on. Women on the line, temple on the top of the women standing on the line. Women on the line, they came from Green Carpet. Women on the line from Great South Picket. Women on the line like tigers in the forest. Women standing on the line.
I said, excuse me, do you know the doctor? Oh, my Dave works at the same place as your husband. And she goes, oh, Doc, she says, well, have you been out and about? I says, well, I've just had a baby. Well, Brenda goes, all gooey when you mention baby. She goes, oh, Doc, she's had a strike, baby. And she went, Doreen. I said, Doreen, so that was it, Doc. Oh, no, you. And she introduced me to Bridget. I thought, oh, flipping out, Bridge. And like, you know, my families, I thought at the time, white women's life, flipping out another's woman now, yeah.
Women on the line from Bangkok, come on. Women on the line from Bangkok, women on the line from Temple on the Chapel. Women standing on the line. Women on the line that came from Green Carpet. Women on the line from Great South Picket. Women on the line, the tigers in the forest. Women standing on the line.
She goes, what are you doing on Saturday? I goes, oh, I don't know. No, it was a Sunday. Oh, what do you want, Doc? I was older than I because I thought, Dave, what can I do? She goes, we've got a meeting in Bedworth. I says, where's that? She says, we're the other side of Birmingham. I says, what for? She says, it's a miners' meeting, miners' rights meeting. Do you want to come? I goes, well, I don't know about that. I don't know, Doc. She goes, well, why? I said, well, I've got 3 kids. She goes, well, your husband's on strike, isn't he? He goes, yeah. He goes, what can't you have the kids? Goes, I don't know. I suppose he can, can't he? Goes, does he go out picketing? I go, oh yeah, all the time, get proud of him, like, you know. She goes, well, he wants the kids when he's out picketing. I goes, me? He goes, well, you can have the kids while you go to the meeting. I goes, look, what a good idea. Come. So, next Sunday, Doc, we'll go outside my house waiting for me, Bridget in the car. Oh, Dad was a bit dubious, darling.
Women on the line, can you feel the body quaking? Women on the line, can you hear the oceans roar? Women on the line, can you see the snow clouds breaking? The women standing on the line. Women on the line, they're not for the movement. Women on the line, they're standing strong. Women on the line, till hell and freezes over. The women are standing on the line. Till hell and freezes over. The women are standing on the line.
You are next.
Andrew was snatched from out of the crowd and he was absolutely beaten and kicked to the floor. Andrew at that time had long blonde hair and they actually picked him up with his hair and dragged him and bodily picked him up and threw him into the back of a van. And all the time they were driving away, they were banging Andrew's head against the side of the van saying, you hate Arthur Scargill, you hate Arthur Scargill.
Organising with the ones we saw the good of the rain. It's the battle to survive. While the scouts drive through the air, waving paychecks in the air. Mary and the two young children will have 13 pounds to share.
Down the road The squad is waiting, heavy boots and riot gear, truncheons swinging at the ready to fill miners' hearts with fear. Andrew runs towards that driver, but now it is too late, as the squad moves in to drag him down the road and through the gate.
And when they got them to the police station, Andrew was handcuffed to a drug addict who was dragging him all over the cell. Billy was in the next cell and could hear Andrew shouting and screaming. And he pleaded with them to undo him and, put him in, but they wouldn't. And when they wanted to go to the toilet, they took them out in the bare feet and shoved them into the backyard and said, we don't want the likes of you using our toilet. And Billy said it was like they weren't human beings, they were treated like animals.
Well, the verdict was guilty and the judge imposed a fine. Andrew Miller was instructed to stay off the picket line. But what about the boot marks and the gash across his head? A self-inflicted injury, the chief inspector said. The gentleman of Whitehall, it's a game of watch and wait, while outside they are deploying all the weapons of the state. In a tiny mining village, people learn a way to fight, for the battle will be bitter until victory is in sight.
Rioted, and they were well named. Communities learned a lesson about the nature of the police force, that it was now today we're helping old ladies across the road and taking your kids to school or out like that. This was the violent arm of the state protecting private property.
It was all green time with the miners lined up on the picket line. They didn't get down for a rising pay, they didn't get down for a summer holiday. They were out in the sun from the bowels of the earth, and they showed fracture what the coal was worth. There was young, there was old, standing there with pride, men and women standing side by side. We're fighting for our jobs, we're fighting for our lives, we're fighting for our union, it's a battle to survive. They charged with truncheons where the people stood, and the earth ran red with the miners' blood.
Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
When the individuals got kicked out,
that made me really sick. I believe that boy was murdered. Why was that young boy on no account? Because we didn't have headlines all over the paper. We knew about Davy Jones because we were part of it. But you tell me how many other people knew in Britain about Davy Jones? Was he so unimportant because he was a miner? That really made me mad, that did.
He was just another miner in 1984, and David Jones knew what the strike was for. He was out with his mates to the Ullet mine, calling to the scabs, don't cross this line. To walk with the bosses, stand up for your rights, stand up for your union, stand up and fight. Like thousands before him, he was young and proud, when the iron heel brought him down to the ground. From Frickley to Janine, the world give a sigh, as a fight for justice, claim another young life. We'll never forget young Davy Jones, we'll never forget Joe Green, oh no. We'll never forget Freddie Matthews, no. They gave their life for the miners' strike.
Push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
I'm a little stuck here, but don't let everybody see it. Why do you suspect us of causing a breach of the peace?
Your presence here gives me a cause to suspect that a breach of the peace will occur.
The coaches were taking scabs in through the picket line day after day after day, and the lads were passing the coachyard that night, and just spur of the moment thing, they just went in there. It wasn't planned, they got no tools or anything with them, and they just sort of set fire to a piece of rag and just went for go away, and woof, up they went.
I'll sing you a song from the miners' strike. It's a tale of struggle that I'm sure you'll like. I'll find brave miners from a Staffordshire town, and the night they burn them coaches down with me to Raya. Follow me now, to Raya, 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 with me to Raya. Follow me now, to Raya, Raya, Raya. Now, we were in South Wales earlier this week and everybody joined in. So we're going to have a little competition tonight. And if you don't join in, we'll mark you down. So what we're going to do is we'll be two Raya, follow riddle R, two Raya, right. Just keep doing the two Rayas as long as you feel like it. Alright. We're going to join in. Yeah, okay, here we go. With me to Raya, follow riddle R, to Raya, 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 with me to Raya, follow riddle R, to Raya, Raya, Raya. 6 out of 10, we got to up to 9 out of 10 by the end, alright, so gradually increase your volume. Yeah. It's good for you breathing, singing, get some more cobwebs out your lungs. Well, our story begins in the little town mine, where the coaches drove the scamps through the picket line. Well, one of our lads says, I'll tell ya flat, I'm damned if they'll let him get away with that. With me to Raya, follow me along, to Raya, 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 with me to Raya, follow me along, to Raya, Raya, Raya. Well, later that night, coming on in the van, our heroes hit upon a daring plan. If we're gonna hit them coaches, then we've gotta hit them hard. So they took it to the paraffin to Thompson's yard, with me to Raya, follow me along, to Raya, 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 with me to Raya, follow me along, to Raya, Raya, Raya. So they went to the town, while the town was fast asleep, and they climbed into the coachyard, didn't make a peep. Now when they worked down the mine, they knew exactly what to do. But when it came to burning coaches, they hadn't got a clue. With me to Raya, follow me along, to Raya, 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 with me to Raya, They ripped the linings from their pockets because they hadn't brought a rag. One match between the lot of them and that was for a fag. But if Thompson could have seen them, he'd have got such a fright. Cause he filled all the tanks up the very same night with me too right. I followed him, a too right, with me too right. I followed him, a too right. So they took the linings from their pockets because they hadn't, I've done that verse, haven't I? Well, I'll do it again anyway, but you do it with the chorus. So they took their linings from their pockets because they hadn't brought a rag. One match between the lot of them and that was for a flag. But if Thompson could have seen them, he'd have got such a fright. Cause he filled all the tanks up the very same night with me too right. With me too right. So they got the tins of paraffin and they soaked all the tyres, cause that's the proper way to set the coach on fire. You've got kids at the back of the room. But the tyres just smouldered, so homeward they turned, defeated by a coach that refused to burn. With me too right, too right, with me too right, following along, too right. And suddenly from behind them there came a mighty, and they thought they were staring at the cracks of doom. For the sky was crimson and they stood transfixed. Then they all thought something and they're like, dig quick, with me too right, too right, with me too right, following along, too right.
I think if it had been just a few lads, like kids, playing around, and they set fire to them coaches, I'm sure it'd have been spur of the moment thing. They'd have got a slap on their hand and nothing had been said about it, because it was some striking miners. I mean, they lost their liberty. They went to prison, and for what? A burn metal and a few burning tyres, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, they were standing up for what they believe in, our communities and our jobs, so I was dead proud of what they did. Finally got the guts and done it myself.
So come all you coach owners, if there's any here tonight. Please don't come to me after. Take a warning by me. Don't drive through the picket for the NCB. Although it may be true that there's big money to be earned, you might get more than your fingers burn. With me too right, I'm following along, too right, with me too right, following along, too right.
This is giving her traditional end-of-term speech to the Conservatives' 1922 committee, so that during the Falklands War they had to fight the enemy without. Now they had to fight the enemy within.
The media was always against us, really, because at the end of the day, the media is just a Tory press, isn't it?
If you think that Murdoch is an old shitbag, then smile.
I mean, like when Andrew was hit and that, none of that was picked up. They didn't want to know.
If you think that the sun is just a filthy rag, smile, boys, that's the style.
There was a read a story about the police attacked the miner's first door. They showed a photograph of a miner and his head kicked in on the floor.
What's the use of buying it? It never was worthwhile. So,
and you're thinking that's barefaced, like, what are they telling lies for?
If you think Rupert Murdoch is an old shitbag, then smile. If you think Rupert Murdoch is an old shitbag, then smile. If you think that the sun is just a filthy rag, smile, 'cause that's the sun.
What's the use of buying it? It never was worthwhile. So you think we were mega piece of old shit, and then smile, smile, smile.
Cheers and applause from supporters standing outside. Mrs. Scarborough had been in custody over 10 hours as she and others were taken across the police station yard to court.
Well, I've never ever been in a cell before in my life. I've never seen. Oh, it was horrible. It was like a little square concrete or cabin, and there was a stainless steel toilet in the corner that stunk rotten. Oh, it was terrible. She says, get undressed. I said, what for? She says, I'm looking for offensive weapons and drugs. I says, you what? She says, yeah. I said, I ain't got no offensive weapons or drugs, love. I said, I ain't got out. I said, I'm only a miner's wife from Barnsley. I says, you know I am. She says, I'm only doing my job. And I looked at her. I says, do you know if I'm old enough to be your mother? She says, look, I'm only doing my job. I says, yeah, love, that's what they said in Nazi Germany when they were taking Jews to be slaughtered. They were only doing the job, weren't they?
For there was to me this lonely prison cell, a stench of urine fills the air, already rank and stale. Snowflakes drift through the iron bars and the broken window pane. I'm a heavy miner's wife and up in rotten jail.
My thoughts are with you, Debbie love, while you're so far away. The kids will soon be in their bed. There's no more time to play. So give them both a kiss from me, and don't forget to say that Daddy's thinking of you, banged up in Walton jail.
Yesterday the schools came round, the strip search once again. Take off your vest, your underpants, no place to hide away. Stark naked in that freezing sun, we know the games they play. They won't break our dignity. Band up Walton jail.
Anyway, I took my clothes off, turned round and got dressed again. And then I thought, Christ, Anna, how naive are you? All them things you've read in paper, it should show you that them poor devils probably ain't done it. You've been there that cleared the head.
There's time in here to think about the things the papers say. We are the men of violence, and justice will prevail. But who breaks our communities? Who steals our jobs away? And who has left us here to rot, banged up in Bolton jail?
We were invited to France and to Russia and to the Czech Republic and to Germany, and we've never met those trade unionists and those people, you know, and people, Sikhs from Birmingham and you know, the Asian community and the black people, the gays and lesbians. I mean, I would never have got a feeling or anything about, you know, anybody else's life if it hadn't been for the strike. It changed me completely, the strike did.
I'm walking with my people on the picket line. Me and my people, yes, we're moving it. We're living up proud to be free. And we need one another like the fish need the sea. They don't like us when we're learning how we're growing. They don't like us when we're knowing where we're going. They don't like us when we see through their eyes. And we don't like us when we reach for the sky. West side are you? West side are you? I want to know now. West side are you?
I was part of the student, black students group on campus, and we decided to support the miners. We were picketing the arrival of foreign coal on the ports.
They tell me that I am the enemy within. They tell me that I ain't ever going to win. They tell me that I should go back and be cold and serve my time so they know me on the road. I ain't gonna work wherever you like. I ain't gonna go any harm I like. I ain't gonna let you blow me away. And this thing again, I'm not going to visit. West side you are. West side I want to know now. West side, please tell me. West side.
We collected some money on the county, and a lady came up and gave me £50. And I said, I'll give you this receipt. She says, no. She says, if you lose, we lose.
I'm walking with my people on the picket line. Me and my people, yes, we're moving it. We're living up, we're proud to be free. And we need one another like the fish need the sea. They don't like us when we're learning how we're growing. They don't like us when we're knowing what we're doing. They don't like us when we see through their lies. And they don't like us when we reach for the skies. I want to know now. West side, please tell me. I want to know now. West side you are. West side are you are. West side are you are. West side you are. I want to know now. West side are you are. West side.
TUC made the noises for the right people. They knew that every single trade union in the country was under threat. didn't act on it. Labour Party, bit dithery. Now and again they might turn around and say something great, and then the following day they're like, oh, you can say that.
The cloth cap and the working class are images only. For we are the party's avant-garde, and we are educated. So raise the rolled umbrella eye, the coloured scarf and the old school tie, and just to prove that we're sincere, we'll sing the red flag once a year. The people's flag is pale as pink, it's not as red as you might think. White collar workers stand and cheer, the Labour government is here. We'll change the country bit by bit, so nobody will notice it. And just to prove that we're sincere, we'll sing the red flag once a year.
And put it in the rule book.
Aye. No violence, though. No violence.
Robert. Parliament decided that the National Union of Mine Workers shall organise a return to work, return to work, return to work.
And we watched this snooker on the telly, Steve Davis, and next thing, this bloody news flash come up on the telly. While I looked at Dave, he looked at me, everything just went deadly silence. I thought, nah, it can't be right.
Yeah, I can remember vividly the day that dispute were called off. It was on a Sunday, and I can remember the reactions and responses that it provoked right that evening on Sunday evening. I actually saw grown men crying.
There's mist down in the valley, and the snow lies on the hill. No men walk through the empty streets, the river lies quiet and still. There's a keen wind down the valley road that bites into your skin, but the people of the wonder will keep fighting till they win. Oh, Marty, oh, Marty, the last bit in the wonder. When I was young, I used to sit down by the fireside and hear those tales of struggle that would fill my heart with pride. I heard of the evictions back in 1932, where the people of the wonder wouldn't let those bailiffs through. Oh, Marty, oh, Marty, the last bit in the wonder. I heard tell of a valley that we'll never see again, where the home was found employment for 40,000 men. The anthracite was plentiful down in the wonder seams, but the owners wanted closures and economizing schemes. Oh, Marty, oh, Marty, the last bit in the wonder. My father had to fight to earn a living from the mines. If you were here today, he'd be on that picket line. His lungs were full of muddy dust, that's the price of coal. The dust it took his body, but the union gained his soul. Oh, Marty,
authorities realised they couldn't kill the will of the miners. And if you want to stop miners, you must take away their work. And I believe there was a structural program in coal mining, but I believe when they realised that to kill the union, they had to take the pits. That's when we've seen the devastation in the next 10 years. They took our livelihood away from us because they could never kill us politically.
I've marched with men from cottonwood and with the Paisley White, and joined the Durham miners like us fighting for their lives. I stood with lads from Nottingham down in that Orgreave field. We faced the doors and truncheons and the bloody riot shields. Oh, Marty, oh, Marty, the last bit in the under. There's mist down in the valley and the snow lies on the hill. No men walk through the empty streets, the people lies quiet and still. There's a keen wind down the valley road that bites into your skin, and the people of the under will be fighting till they win. Oh, Marty, oh, Marty, the last bit in the rundown. Oh, Marty, oh, Marty, the last bit in the rundown. The last bit in the rundown. The last bit in the rundown.
The courts, the magistrates, the press, social security, the whole lot. The whole majesty of the state was turned against us. The bottom line, when they'd finished with the miners and the miners' strike, it had cost them more than the war in the Falklands.
Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
We're not so very Britain have been told that the British troops in Ireland were just holding together these two mad groups of Irish people, you know, the mad Republicans on one side and the mad loyalists on the other, and they were there only doing their job. Utter shite, you know. The policeman wasn't indifferent, he was partisan. He was there to take people to work to help to break the strike. There was no law in Britain that said 20,000 cops had to conduct two scabs through a picket line and take them to work.
It was 1984 down in West Belfast, and the people are marching for a future and a past. After 800 years of British control, of death and torture, prison and the dole, the sun shines bright down at Dunville Park as people raise the banner for the Sinn Féin march. The RUC, they form an iron ring. Fear ripples through the crowd as the people sing, and children scream, death flies in the air as plastic bullets into soft flesh tear. And British occupation leaves another man dead, but the rebel flame burns deep, deep red.
You know, other communities has had that long before the miners had, the black community had had it. You know, and it just opens your eyes when you know how the police work.
It was
1984 down at Villa Cross, and the people are marching for a future and past. It was 1984 down at Villa Cross, and the police once again are trying to show who's boss. The kids in Handsworth, it's a final straw. They came on the streets and they said this is war. There was Asians, blacks and a few young whites. They didn't need no lessons on the way to fight. We'll take no more of your racist crap. They said watch out, cause we're gonna fight back. It's one law for us and another law for them. They said no more are we gonna take the blame. They took on the cops, they took on the state. They took what they needed cause the need was great. Don't push me. 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 Don't push me.
When the purchase of coal goes abroad, we know what that means. It's super exploitation for the third world people. So it's not doing them any favours. So the struggle here in saving the pigs was also a struggle saying, you know, we're worth it. The workers of the world are worth it.
You've only got to look at China. 30,000 miners died in the first 4 months of this year.
Fire is burning from Genoa to Iraq. We've seen through the lines, it's time to fight back. The fire is burning from Prague to Palestine. The past is yours, the future is mine. The fire is burning wherever there's a strike. The workers in struggle keep the flame alight. Cause you can't break resistance with your guns and your tanks. As more and more people keep swelling up the ranks. You can't break resistance by locking them in jail. As more and more people see the struggle cannot fail. The fire is burning, it's burning strong, and the people on the line ask, which side are you on? 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 Which side are you on?
Push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
On the day the miners went back to work, their heads held high behind their banners and their bands.
So when we supposed to be coming back to our feet with our hands between our bloody knees, I went to London, and I promised to go on a march up in Islington, and so I took, I think it was 3 buses with me, and 2 buses went up to Liverpool.
We'd only been back 3 days when we went back on strike. How about that? You were on strike. The manager accused the lad, the electrician, cutting the cable, sabotage, but he hadn't, you know, I mean, I know the lad. We had one meeting, right, all out and gone, right, brilliant.
We'll always remember the year of the strike, the 5th day of March 85. They could say that we lost, they could say what they like, but we had the time of our lives.
And we know regrets, we know regrets.
The flame continues to burn,
And we won't forget, we won't forget.
united we will return.
Regrets? I would say, we fight the fight. It's the right thing to do, not at all.
We all stood together, women and men, to stop them closing their minds. If we had our time over, we'd do it again, and we'll have the bastards next time. And we know regrets, we know regrets, the flame continues to burn. And we won't forget, we won't forget, united we will return.
who were fighting for his jobs, his communities, his family and his kids in the future. And so how wrong's that?
The TC leaders withdrew their lives since the cold would be second to none. People dry in their tears, suffocate in their sighs. In the end, all they did was to run. And we no regrets, we no regrets. The flame continues to burn. And we won't forget, we won't forget. United we will return.
In a way, they did me a favour because they made me more determined. And I thought, somebody's got to stand up. And I'm going to be one of them that stands up now and be counted.
We marched in the streets till we blistered our feet. We would sing the full verse of the law. The fighters united, they'll never defeat. We sang till our voices were raw. And we no regrets, we no regrets. The flame continues to burn. And we won't forget, we won't forget. United we will return.
And I think there'll always be that grassroots working class fighting down there, and I think it'll always still be there with us.
With their truncheons and horses they opened our eyes. We're proud that we fought picket lines. Comrades in struggle are comrades for life, and we will be ready next time. And we no regrets, we no regrets. The flame continues to burn. And we won't forget, we won't forget. United we will return. We will rise again. We will rise again. We will rise again.
Two technicians in the back of the Matthew, Lorette, Charlie, who did a lot of the editing on that, a lot of work on that video back there.
The police were very provocative. They were like an army in that park. It's like a patch of blue, like a blue sheet. And slowly, like an army, it was, you know, it was like a state army. Step by step, they're coming into the park.
It was 1984, it was Orgreave time, with the miners lined up on the picket line. And they didn't go down for a rise in pay, they didn't go down for a summer holiday. They were out in the sun from the bowels of the earth, and they showed Thatcher what the coal was worth. There was young, there was old, standing there with pride, men and women standing side by side, fighting for our jobs, fighting for our lives, fighting for our unions. It's a battle to survive, and they charged with truncheons where the people stood, and the earth ran red with miners' blood.
When it's the only way of life you know, then you've got to fight. And you can only keep running for so long, and then you come to a wall and you've got to turn around and fight. Turn around and fight. Turn around and fight. Turn around and fight. And I think it's got to that position now when we're all turning around and fighting back.
It was 2 weeks later down in West Belfast, and the people are marching for a future and a past. After 800 years of British control, death and torture, prison and the dole, and the sun shines bright down at Dunville Park as people raise their banners for the Sinn Féin march. The RUC, they form an iron ring. Fear ripples through the crowds as the people sing. Children scream, death flies in the air,